What's up guys, Abby Marie here from Flab to Fab. So I've had a lot of people ask about my eyebrows, and I'm so pleased and so humbled that so many people have noticed my eyebrows because they have been through it all, and it's taken me a long time to perfect the brow. I find that eyebrows can either make or break your face, and it's no joke. I have seen some hacked up eyebrows, and then I've seen some really nice eyebrows. And I don't know what it is about eyebrows, but I'm just obsessed. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, then I would probably be a microblade professional, but I will leave it to the professionals, and this video is solely on my review and experiences with microblading. So I had my first microblading experience back in 2015. I saw a girl on Instagram and she had wonderful eyebrows and she said she got them microbladed. I had no idea what it meant, so I went on Google, did my research, and from there on out I became obsessed with this new way of creating a permanent eyebrow. And I say permanent because nothing's really permanent, but it's definitely much longer lasting, and it is something you will have to touch up throughout the years, but it's definitely much more doable and maintainable than drawing in your eyebrows every day. You probably either overplucked your eyebrows or waxed them for too long and they got really thin and they wouldn't grow back. That was the case for me. I had really great eyebrows before 6th grade, and then 6th grade happened and thin eyebrows were all the rage, and I plucked them all off practically. They were far apart, there was really nothing left. It was very sad. And so I went through the rest of my life without having much eyebrow and learning how to draw them in. So I've had very interesting looking eyebrows throughout the last 10 years of my life. However, I have been redeemed. So my first microblading experience was really great, to be honest. It was expensive, totally expensive at the time. But it was something I wanted to invest in. I was tired of drawing in my eyebrows. I just wanted to wake up and look like this. So I did some research. I went onto Yelp and I saw who was in my area that was into microblading. However, there was really nobody in my area, so I had to search LA. I found somebody in Beverly Hills and I made an appointment right away. And what my experience was like that first time was she had recommendations for me personally. She thought the shape and color should be a certain way, that the more natural they looked, the better, and that if I wanted to go out or if I had an event or a photo shoot or something along those lines, I could just color them in more. And because I believed that going modest the first time was probably the best, I did and went by her advice. However, looking back, I wish I would have discussed with her more the color, the shape of my eyebrows, so that way I wouldn't have to go a second time. I know that touch-ups are really important, especially when it comes to microblading. So I went back for my second touch-up and they looked really great. Freshly microbladed eyebrows always look phenomenal. You will go through some scabbing. About 7 to 10 days post-op, you're gonna be scabbing, it's gonna be itchy. Whatever you do, do not scratch it. You will be moisturizing your eyebrows with a certain type of oil. Every stylist, professional, artist, whatever you wanna call them, has their own preference of what type of oil you should use. Some say almond, some say coconut. It just kind of depends. But you're gonna be using a type of oil to pat onto your eyebrows morning, night, and probably the afternoon as well. Now, you can't go in the sauna, you can't go swimming, you can't really get your face wet around your eyebrows, so you kind of have to wash your face around it. And you can't really sweat profusely, so working out hard is gonna be out of the question for about 7 to 10 days, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, my first time that I went, I think I paid about $600, and then I went back for my touch-up and it was $50, and then I tipped her, of course. So it was a very costly investment for having eyebrows done, but I was totally on board with it and I was ready to pay whatever it costs to basically wake up and have eyebrows. So the second time around, I went a second time about a year and a half later, because when I wasn't totally satisfied the first time, I called my previous artist up and asked if I could come back for a touch-up, and she said yes, that's fine. So I drove all the way back up to LA, which mind you is about 3.5 hours from San Diego depending on traffic, and just to be told, no, it's too soon, you need to go back home, which was a total bummer because driving all the way to LA can be such a pain in the ass. So I had to turn around, go back home, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go, but I'll go later, maybe in a year or so, and I'll find somebody here in San Diego because it's gotten much more popular. So I went on Yelp and I went and looked for a bunch of different microblading artists. All of them were solid booked for months and months and months, so that was a little disheartening. However, one artist did suggest another artist, and I ended up going to her, and her name's Nancy, and she's awesome. So Nancy and I met probably about a week or two after I texted her when she had some openings, which was great. She had plenty of room, and she stays quite busy, so I really appreciate it because she works her butt off. So I went and met up with Nancy, and we discussed the shape, the color. I showed her several pictures of eyebrows I liked. She explained the minute differences and detail of each picture I showed her so that I could fully understand, okay, this person has a higher arch, this person has more of a tail, this one has more of a square look in the front, this one's more rounded, this one has a few sparse hairs. Those type of minute details that many of us that aren't the professional don't probably notice as much, and she made it very clear and helped me understand the differences so that way I could pick what was best for me. So I think one of the most important things to remember when you are getting your eyebrows microbladed is that you have very clear and understanding communication between you and the artist. Now, some people do a consultation before they actually get their eyebrows done, and you can have them draw the shape on you. However, it probably won't be the exact color. They have pencils that they fill in your eyebrows with just so you can kind of get a feel for the shape. My recommendation is if you do a consultation and they do draw on you, or you ask them to take a picture. That way you can kind of look at it before your appointment and make sure that it's exactly what you want. However, I didn't do a consultation. I jumped right in because I love eyebrows, and she drew them on me. I loved it. It looked phenomenal. I went back 4 weeks later for my touch-up, and I had her kind of bring them in just a tiny bit closer, do a few sparse microblade hairs just to kind of give it that really natural look. And I honestly loved it all. She was great price. She got me in quickly. She was very sweet. She made me feel comfortable. She numbed my brows so it didn't hurt as much. And just to clear that up, I know a lot of people ask, like, is it painful to get your eyebrows done? Personally, I didn't think it was that painful. Your eyes are gonna water. It's gonna feel like someone's like really scratching your eyebrows, but it's not a tattoo gun that's like penetrating your skin at those deep layers, and it's nothing like that. So in my opinion, it's 100% worth it. If you are nervous about it or apprehensive, find your artist and ask them questions. Talk to other people that you know. And if you have any questions, you can post below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. You can visit my blog for more details to see the transformation of my own eyebrows. And I am excited to have you on my channel, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.